Someone asked me the other day how I could justify driving over an hour to pick olives, when if you're in the zombie apocalypse, you're not going to be able to drive to do that. My answer to this is I'm preparing for the zombie apocalypse, so when it does happen, I can survive. So I'm gathering knowledge. Maybe it happens in 20 years, and at that time, my 3 little olive trees here will be fruiting and hopefully producing lots of olives, and I will have then gathered the knowledge to know what to do with them. We're here gathering olives. We're going to try and salt all these things, and hopefully they'll store well, and also they're really high in fat. I help fill in that lacking part of my diet. Today I'm going to show you how to preserve olives. My olive source tells me that it's good to just salt them in a brine, and you're going to need about 1 part salt to 10 parts of water. These olives I've picked all the stems and leaves and stuff out of. You're going to need a rock, a bowl, a spoon, an egg, a cup, and your salt. Rinse our olives. Once you've rinsed your olives, it's time to figure out how much brine we're going to need. Figure that out by filling our jug full of olives and then adding more. Now we need to get our olives out of there so we can add the salt and make our brine. We're going to strain this off. We're going to need 1/10 of that of salt. So the trick to this is you put a raw egg in here and the egg will sink unless it's rotten. Then you start adding salt, and when the egg floats, then we'll know we have enough salt. There you go. Eggs floating. Now we just pour this back over the olives. See how the olives want to float? We don't want that. Now we just let that sit for a month, and we should have some olives. You're gonna know they're done when you bite them and they're not super bitter. Olives are poisonous just like acorns, so this is kind of how we're leaching them out. Along with my pickle bucket, I also did these 3 jars of olives, one being green. And I was just checking on them, and I realized that they were like super pressurized, and then I saw that they're bubbling, they're like carbonating. So I had to pop the lids, these bottles were about to explode. What I did was I just put a yogurt cap down here that I cut to fit, and a cork. So when I close it, it pushes the cork down and it keeps the olives underwater. But don't seal it. My olives here have been molding, and I've been skimming off the mold. And from what I read, that's kind of normal and acceptable. As long as the actual olives aren't touching the mold. You could try and alleviate this problem by rebrining after a couple months. How do they taste after 2 months? It's actually not bad. It's really salty. It doesn't really taste bitter. So we're going to need a gallon of water, and 1.5 cups of salt, and also we're going to need 4 cups of vinegar. And lastly, we're going to cover the top with about 1/4 inch of olive oil. There you go, all ready. Now in a couple months, you should be able to open this up, and these olives should be edible and hopefully last through the end of ZAP. Don't see any mold, that's good. That's quite edible. It's not bitter anymore, it's kind of mealy a little bit. And it's like pretty vinegary. Maybe if I had been able to have the red wine vinegar instead of just regular white vinegar, it would taste a little better. But I'm going to say palatable, and hopefully that's going to sustain me. Well, there's a little bit of a bitter aftertaste.